Hello guys, Deadlaugh here, and today's video will be a guide on how to tank the new 2-star boss Gaitan in Carmine Rage Island. This boss is pretty overwhelming, but once you have the mechanics down, it should be no problem for you. He has quite a few one-shots, so there is a bit to be looking out for here. Firstly, always be standing on the opposite side of the boss to lessen AoE damage to your team. This really helps with your healer, he really needs it. The first mechanic your team needs to do is press block when Gaitan charges his fireballs. This does a lot of damage, and it will kill a lot of your unskilled DPS players. Once Gaitan teleports to the middle, get away from the boss, he will drop an AoE that will almost one-shot you. Ranged DPSs can do light damage, as he does get a damage reduction during this phase. After a few seconds, he will pull 4 players to some pylons. The furthest away from him will be chosen as the first one to have their pylon destroyed. The player with the bleed damage debuff, this has an axe icon over their head, will be the one that gets their pylon destroyed after. After that, it completes the circle, going from player to player. During this, the 4 players attached to the pylons will need to run away from the one that is exploding. The binding that you all have will pull you to your pylon, so use your morph or dash skills to get away from it. As the tank, your goal is to either be the one with the bleed debuff. You get this by being the second player furthest away. Or, if you don't get chosen for pylons at all, you want to get the furthest away after they're all chosen, so that you get chosen for the spinning axe attack. With this axe following you, you just want to stay away from players, stay away from the axe. It will leave a exploding AoE damage on the ground. Don't worry about it, just get it away from the players. Small tip: after the first player's pylon is destroyed, head to their section of the circle. It should be the safest area, and as soon as the second pylon is destroyed, you can use those 2 in between to just be completely safe. Okay, as a tank, once all the pylons have exploded, you want to stay as close to the boss as you can without getting hit in the AoE. This will help stop the boss from doing the dash attack and force him to walk up to you instead. After you do some DPS, he will do his other mechanic, his 3 dashes. This ability requires you to dodge to not take damage. It's good to note that the boss targets the furthest player, and it's usually better to dodge earlier than later. This mechanic can one-shot your squishies due to them having a stun if the ability connects. What I like to do is before this mechanic starts, I walk away from the boss to make him dash to me and away from the group. This gives your team more time to prep for his dash attack that'll happen soon after. Can be helpful if your team is having a really hard time with this mechanic. After his 3 dashes, he'll do a spin attack. As long as you get close to the boss, you will take less damage, and once you've done that, you've completed all the mechanics, and it's just about repeating that and DPSing while you can. Thanks for tanking, and I'll see you in the next video.